As Thanos debuts in the Avengers Infinity War, he can lay claim to being one of the most powerful villains in the MCU. While Thanos can cause death and destruction, there are a number of DC villains who wield more power and could really give Thanos a run for his money if they appeared on the big screen. Take a look at these DC supervillains and learn how they have an advantage over Thanos when it comes to battling heroes. Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new Screen Rant content. Can you guess which movie is represented by these emoji? Stay tuned at the end to find out.
No. I am entropy. I am death.
Darkseid. One of Superman's greatest enemies is the supervillain known as Darkseid. Hailing from the evil planet known as Apokolips, Darkseid's quest for power and control makes the character a threat to the entire universe. Conquering Apokolips is not enough for Darkseid. Much like Thanos invading Earth in the Avengers Infinity War, Darkseid sets his sights on conquering the planet all for himself. The ultimate goal is for the elimination of free will, as Darkseid looks to turn everyone into one of his own minions. Darkseid's attacks come from a power source known as Omega Beams, a nice little perk for being known as a new god. If Thanos were to have some of these beams, he could eliminate the entire group of Avengers with just one shot. Besides the beams, Darkseid has incredible strength, speed to rival the Flash, and has once destroyed a Green Lantern ring with just his bare hands. Darkseid knows how to control his powers as well. He has the ability to sit back and watch the action while he sends others off to do his dirty work for him. Darkseid is pretty much impossible to kill, and every time he has been stopped, the villain has come back in the future thanks to regeneration abilities.
Now God is good as dead.
Doomsday. On screen, comic book fans got a good glimpse of Doomsday in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Through the films, Doomsday may not appear as powerful as Thanos, but the movie only touched on the surface of his powers and abilities. Doomsday has the rare accomplishment of being the one of the only villains able to kill Superman. Their epic comic book battle in the 1992 and 93 comics made headlines across the world and showcased some of Superman's most vulnerable stages. The death of Superman still remains one of the most popular DC Comics stories. Doomsday went toe-to-toe with Superman in an epic clash that also killed Doomsday at the time. As with many comic book characters, Doomsday's death was not permanent, and only showcased the true power that Doomsday possesses. Each time Doomsday dies, he comes back bigger and stronger than ever. He can withstand more punishment and has one thing on his mind: murder. Doomsday doesn't need some convoluted plot or any amounts of money. He simply wants to kill and take on the toughest challenges that he can. The spiked bones on his body can launch out for distance attacks, and Doomsday has the ability to launch himself long distances to attack his foes.
You think your allies can stop me now that I'm here? The Justice League, defenders of this realm, less than insects to me.
Trigon. Any fans of Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go are probably familiar with Trigon. The evil father of Raven has made many visits with his daughter on the series, and the two have clashed many times over the years. Do not let the animated depictions of Trigon fool you. The evil villain is more powerful than many realize, and in the comic books, he was shown his true powers and abilities. Head back in time to Trigon's birth to get a sense of the evil power that he wields. As just an infant, Trigon killed his mother and the whole cult responsible for his birth. While Thanos may set his sights on Earth in the Infinity Gauntlet, Trigon was way ahead of him before his teenage years. Trigon used his powers and abilities to conquer worlds and racked up millions of victories through the universe. His strength and power comes from the dead souls he feeds on, and the villain never gets sick of causing death and destruction. Trigon's army of fighters battle purely in fear of Trigon's wrath. He carries a powerful staff with abilities to attack, control, and manipulate others when Trigon is in control of it. His one weakness is his Earth daughter, Raven, but Trigon still continues to rein in evil power despite his daughter's disdain towards him.
Do you see this, Validus? Has this not played out exactly as I said it would?
Imperiex. If you're looking for a character who visually looks similar to Thanos, then the DC Comics character known as Imperiex is the best option. In the comics, both characters have a larger-than-life size and wear similarly colored armor. As for powers, Imperiex has one goal in his quest: to destroy the whole universe and create a brand new Big Bang. Imperiex, or as the main leader known as Imperiex Prime, is the ultimate perfectionist. He is not killing galaxies and destroying planets for fun. He wants to rebuild and make them completely perfect once again. Throughout billions of years of history, Imperiex has destroyed the universe over and over again, adding a little more perfection each time. Once the villain realized the Earth holds the whole universe together, he embarks there to take on characters like Superman, Aquaman, Steel, The Flash, and Wonder Woman. We're talking about a villain so powerful that Lex Luthor actually teamed up with Superman to help take him down. Not only that, but Doomsday and Brainiac join in the fight as well. You know you're pretty dangerous when some of the greatest villains and heroes in DC Comics have to work together to stop your destruction on Earth.
The Guardians will be wise to step aside. A new order to the universe is coming. One that will be written in fire.
Despero. At first, comic book fans may laugh at a supervillain who plays chess in an attempt to defeat his enemies. Well, it turns out chess was just the beginning for a supervillain who transformed and truly grown in powers over the years. Known as Despero, the character was one of the early enemies for the Justice League, and has caused the group a lot of havoc over the years. Using a mix of magic and psychic abilities, Despero and his creepy third eye are able to read the minds of others and use magical powers against them. He has possessed the bodies of others and is able to regenerate himself anytime his body is destroyed. Over the years, Despero's psychological abilities have been paired with a dramatic increase in physical attributes. The villain once appeared like a scrawny alien nerd. He has now packed on the muscle and added superhuman strength to his arsenal of weapons. At one point, Despero was able to defeat Superman in hand-to-hand combat and often loves to wage war against the Justice League whenever he can. Despero is not shy and has appeared in multiple series including Harley Quinn, Green Lantern, and Booster Gold. At one point, he joined the Time Stealers, a group of villains who want to stop the Time Masters.
But I hunger for knowledge, son of Krypton. And knowledge is power.
Brainiac. When you have all the knowledge of the universe, you wield a lot of power. And in the case of Brainiac, his power is used for evil rather than good. One of the classic DC foes, Brainiac has mainly taken on Superman, but also came across several other DC heroes including Batman, The Flash, and Supergirl. The scariest part about facing off against Brainiac is he doesn't need to engage in physical battles. The character has the ability to outsmart his opponents and can create force fields to withstand attacks. When Brainiac does engage in combat, he has a super strength and ability to overcome some of his toughest enemies. While Brainiac is yet to appear in the DC Extended Universe, the character has made several appearances in DC television shows and animation. See the origins of the character on the Sci-Fi Channel show Krypton, and watch him in full villain mode throughout several seasons of the Smallville series. Multiple straight-to-video releases also focus on the supervillain. One example is the 2006 film Superman: Brainiac Attacks. As future Man of Steel movies go into development, we could see Brainiac on the big screen for the first time. His intellect and powers could rival that of both Ultron and Thanos combined.
I feel your fear growing.
Parallax. What do you get when you combine parasites and fear together? A yellow entity simply known as Parallax, and maybe one of the most frightening creatures to appear in the DC Comics universe. While Thanos is physically imposing, Parallax is downright scary in both its design and abilities. Formed at the dawn of time, Parallax has spent centuries living off fear, spreading fear, and conquering worlds due to paranoia. Parallax's origins are found through the pages of the Green Lantern. Knowing the dangers Parallax presents, the parasite was kept locked away in the Green Central Power Battery for billions of years. A yellow ring and plan by Sinestro released the monster out to the world. Once out in the world, the beast would feed on anyone's fear. Much like Scarecrow, Parallax could project fear onto its enemies, scaring Superman and Wonder Woman like never before. The fear would eventually lead to mind control powers, and at some points, Parallax has possessed several heroes and taken advantage of their powers to do a whole lot of damage. The Green Lantern's Hal Jordan and the Flash have both experienced these attacks on their bodies. The only way to stop Parallax is to truly have no fear, which is a great challenge considering what that creature looks like.
The Anti-Monitor, the most fearsome creation in all our universe, born of utter folly.
The Anti-Monitor. One of DC's biggest comic book storylines in the 1980s was known as Crisis on Infinite Earth. The main villain in the story was known as the Anti-Monitor. After tallying up death counts, the Anti-Monitor has more than any other DC villain, and probably Marvel villain as well. With the ability to travel through the multiverse and kill off entire universes, it's pretty safe to say that Anti-Monitor's death count is in the billions. For every universe the Anti-Monitor destroyed, he was able to absorb its power, becoming stronger and increasing his abilities in the process. The Anti-Monitor has taken on the greatest heroes and villains, with many many battles taking place at the same time. He's killed heroes like Supergirl and Barry Allen while traveling through multiple universes to take on anyone he can. The durability of Anti-Monitor has made him one of the toughest opponents any of the DC universe has ever taken on. Attacks from Superman feel like baby punches, and even the most advanced technology barely does anything to the villain. The crisis on Infinite Earth may have ended with the defeat of the Anti-Monitor, but the monster was reborn back on his home planet, just waiting to rebuild and attack again.
They're under Starro's control. Try not to hurt them.
Starro. When it comes to the appearance of a supervillain, Thanos has it all. He's large, imposing, and has the look of aggression and anger. He's pretty much the opposite look of the DC Comics villain, known as Starro. On the surface, Starro looks like a goof. It's an alien starfish with a single eye in the center of its body. But don't laugh off the aquatic creature just yet. One of the Justice League's original enemies has actually developed into one of the most powerful. Starro is cunning, strong, and has unique abilities when attacking enemies. One of the creepiest abilities Starro has is the ability to create parasitic clones. The smaller clones launch through the air and attach to the faces of victims. Once attached, Starro is able to take control of the person and manipulate them into various actions. Like real sea creatures, the loss of an appendage isn't the end for Starro. He can regrow and regenerate parts of his body damaged through battles. Starro may love the water, but the creature can fly through the air, adding even more potential for attacks and damage. Things get particularly bad when the creature starts releasing his clones like a Starro rain shower. Don't deny the power and strength of Starro.
Get out of here. Now.
Superman, don't.
It's why I'm here.
And there you have it. What DC villain do you think is the most powerful? Are there any that we missed? What movies should feature these villains? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. And before we go, here is the answer to our emoji quiz. Did you get it? Let us know. Thanks for watching.